Floyd Mayweather has been the best fighter in the world in every weight class, from 130 to 154 pounds during his professional career. He wasn't just the champion in those 5 divisions because he had the belts, but you can't go 45-0 and win 5 world titles in 5 different weight classes without winning some pretty big fights. Let's look at the 10 best moments in Floyd Mayweather's career, ranked. To start with, at number 10, Diego Corrales, TKO 10, January 20th, 2001. Young boxers who have never lost are one of the most exciting things that can happen in this sport. Floyd Mayweather and Diego Corrales' fight in January 2001 was a classic of its kind. It was also one of Mayweather's early fights that really showed how unique he was as a fighter. Mayweather held the WBC super featherweight title with a record of 24-0. The IBF version of the belt had been held by Corrales, who had never lost a match. Corrales was a fighter who was tall, thin, and had a lot of power. Many people thought he was the right person to slow down the flashy Mayweather. Mayweather definitely moved strategically, but instead of running away, he kept resetting and attacking back with force. He beat Corrales and gave him the first loss of his career. He knocked Corrales down 5 times before Corrales' corner gave up in round 10. Up next at number 9, Juan Manuel Marquez, UD, September 19, 2009. Floyd Mayweather took a short break from boxing after beating Ricky Hatton in December 2007. He was in the WWE for a short time and even won a match at WrestleMania. When he fought again in September 2009, after almost 2 years off, it was against the great Juan Manuel Marquez. At the time, Marquez might have been the second best boxer in terms of technique after Mayweather, but this match showed that there was a big difference between number 1 and number 2. Mayweather dominated Marquez and showed no signs of ring rust. He knocked him down and won by a near shutout on the scorecards. The fight was covered on HBO pay-per-view, and they ended up selling more than 1 million PPVs. It became such a big thing that the PPVs ended up bringing in more than $52 million. Followed by Oscar de la Hoya at number 8, SD, May 5th, 2007. It was the most profitable prize fight ever at the time. Even HBO started their now iconic 24/7 show because of all the buzz about this fight. For the first time, Floyd Mayweather, who had just left Top Rank, worked with Oscar de la Hoya and Golden Boy. This was the start of a power shift away from Top Rank. Floyd Mayweather Sr. agreed to train de la Hoya even though he didn't get along with his son at the time. Mayweather beat the future Hall of Famer after 12 very good rounds of strategy in the ring, even though there were 2 different decisions. It's pretty clear who won. It still doesn't make sense how Judge Tom Kaczmarek gave the fight to De La Hoya. Chuck Giampa made a lot of sense when he said that Mayweather would win 116 to 112. Moving on at number 7, Ricky Hatton, TKO 10, December 8th, 2007. Ricky Hatton was the unbeaten light welterweight champion. He moved up to welterweight to fight Floyd Mayweather, who was also unbeaten in that weight class. Hatton was already well-liked worldwide, but his fellow Manchester residents thought of him as a god. They went in droves to Los Angeles to watch their hero fight the braggart from the US. In the beginning, Hatton put up a good fight. He kept putting pressure on Mayweather. At one point, he even knocked him off balance. But as the fight went on, Mayweather got ahead more and more. As Hatton got tired, Mayweather tried to hit him with more counterattacks to hurt him more. In round 10, he hit Hatton so hard that he fell to the floor. Hatton got back up and the fight started again for a short time, but Mayweather rushed in and knocked him down again, which made Hatton's corner call it quits. Next, at number 6, Miguel Cotto, UD, May 5th, 2012. Floyd Mayweather has been told for years that the best way to beat him is to cut off the ring and hit him hard. Many people weren't really sure whether Miguel Cotto would be able to do this against Floyd Mayweather in May 2012, but the 3-division world champion skills were a good fit for the plan. Floyd and Miguel had a super welterweight boxing match that took place on May 5th, 2012 at the GM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, and in the end, it was Mayweather's hardest fight in recent memory. Cotto was so strong that he even cut his nose, but in the end, it wasn't even that close. Mayweather won the WBA and lineal light middleweight titles, while Cotto won no more than 3 rounds on any scorecard. Not to mention at number 5, Jose Luis Castillo, UD, December 7th, 2002. This one was a rematch for Floyd Mayweather's controversial win against Jose Luis Castillo for the WBC lightweight title in April 2002. Even though all 3 judges gave Mayweather the win in the first fight, many people watching from the ring disagreed. BoxRec says that Harold Letterman of HBO gave the fight to Castillo with a score of 115 to 111. The Associated Press gave it to Mayweather with a score of 115 to 12, and Dan Rafael of USA Today said it was a draw. Mayweather took an early lead in the rematch, just like he did in the first fight, but Castillo caught up to him and slowed him down in the middle. title rounds. In the second fight, though, Mayweather was able to deal with the pressure and ended up clearly outboxing Castillo. The first fight with Castillo was the only fight Mayweather ever had that was really close. Let's look at Zab Judah at number 4, UD, April 8, 2006. Floyd Mayweather was a much bigger name than Zab Judah when he first started out. Judah's more like the Brooklyn native as a southpaw version of the longtime pound-for-pound king. He's always had the same kind of cockiness as Mayweather and a style that is similar to his. At the end of the day, though, he wasn't quite as strong. Still, it was clear that these two young stars should fight in the ring in the first 10 years of this century. Early on, Judah did cause some trouble for Mayweather, even though the referee called it a slip. Judah was very close to knocking Mayweather out, but as the fight went on, Mayweather took control and won by a lot of points. Looking back, this fight is more known for the riot that broke out in round 10 when Roger Mayweather came into the ring after Judah hit his nephew with a low blow and a rabbit punch. Coming up at number 3, Genaro Hernandez, TKO 8, October 3rd, 1998. Floyd Mayweather won his first world title in only his 18th fight as a pro. He stopped Genaro Hernandez in 8 rounds to win the WBC super featherweight belt. Mayweather had won a bronze medal at the Olympics just 2 years before. It honestly took a robbery to stop him from getting gold because everyone thought he was a sure thing. But you see, he had never played against a veteran like Genaro Hernandez, who has a 38-1-1 record. Only Oscar de la Hoya had beaten Hernandez, and Azuma Nelson was the last person he beat. At the start of the game, he rushed the kid and tried to rough him up, but because Mayweather was so fast, he won the fight by a considerable margin. Hernandez lost almost every round of his last fight before the fight was stopped. Next, at number 2, Angel Manfredi, TKO 2, December 19, 1998. From where we stood in 2014, it was clear that this fight wasn't fair. Even at the time, most boxing fans who knew what they were doing thought it was one. But it was also the first time that young Floyd Mayweather defended his world title. That's a big moment in the life of any young star. Mayweather answered the challenge in a way that was both flashy and impressive. Manfredi went on to fight twice before taking on Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a big HBO event. He got hit so hard in the second round that the fight absolutely had to end. Later on, he went on to say that the fight shouldn't have stopped because he wasn't hurt. But this fight really showed how dangerous Mayweather's punches could be when he fought at lower weights. Finally, at number 1, Arturo Gatti, TKO 6, June 25, 2005. Now that we're looking back, the outcome of the fight was obvious, but at the time, Arturo Gatti was the WBC light welterweight champion and one of the most famous fighters in the world. Back then, Floyd Mayweather was still known as Pretty Boy Floyd. His fights with Luis Castillo in 2002 were still fresh in people's minds, and at the time, many fans thought that Gatti, who never gave up, might be able to beat Mayweather. Instead, it was a classic fight between a bull and a matador. The fight was so intense that Mayweather wouldn't even stop, even though the referee had told him to. It was pretty clear that Mayweather was much better than Gatti. He beat him up the whole time and ended the fight in 6 rounds. He became a world champion in his 3rd division because of the win. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of these 10 best moments in Floyd Mayweather's career? Let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. See you in the next one.